Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ray Fisher Stadium on what is no longer a Wednesday afternoon. It's really Wednesday night at this point, Austin.
Yeah, I think it's officially Wednesday. The lights are on. It's 9:30, but more baseball to be played.
More baseball to be played, and I don't think anybody is complaining about that. I mean, you can never have enough baseball. And,
Never. I mean, during the rain delay here, we had 3 different games going on our laptops while sitting here at a baseball field waiting for more baseball.
So you could probably classify us as addicts at that point.
That's probably true.
So right now we've got Jimmy Kerr coming up to the plate. He's got a 1-0 count on him when the game was suspended, so he'll resume that 1-0 count. Blake Nelson down at second base. Right now the Wolverines lead it by a score of 7-5 over the Bowling Green State Falcons. Wolverines 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors. Bowling Green 5 runs, 11 hits, no errors. On the mound for Bowling Green as Kerr takes a ball there. A new pitcher, Danny Weidmeyer. Oh, he's the same pitcher actually that left off.
Yes.
So I guess 3 pitches, not enough to take him out of the game.
Not too much. Yeah.
So Weidmeyer's still in. A 2-0 count now to Kerr. Kerr today is 2 for 3, and in case you're just joining us, as Kerr fouls one back to the screen, he hit a monster home run in the second inning. I mean, I don't think I've seen a home run go that far.
I mean, it was listed at 412, but honestly, I feel like it went longer than that because that was an absolute bomb to right field. Cleared the indoor facility over the right field wall. I believe it was gymnastics in there.
And the pitch gets away from the catcher. It's a new catcher, too, so not a great start. Nelson moving up to third base there. Joe McGinnis, the current catcher.
Yeah, a breaking ball that looked like they were crossed up. I don't know if McGinnis expected it to break more, but he brought his glove back towards the outside corner like he was trying to frame the breaking ball, and it bounced off the left side of his glove and trickled away to the Michigan dugout.
So 3-1 now to count on Kerr. Austin, it's gotten a little bit chilly here in the field. I was wearing my jacket to start the game when the window was open, but now I'm like legitimately cold.
It's a little bit chilly.
Nothing like Ann Arbor in the spring.
Of course.
The 3-1 to Kerr is high for ball 4. So Kerr trots down to first with a walk. He's on safely for the 3rd time today. And now Jack Blomgren, who got a clutch 2 RBI double to put the Wolverines in the lead in the 6th inning, comes to the dish.
Attendance of 15 here as we resume.
Did you just count it?
I did just count it.
Does that include the event staff?
It does not include the event staff.
Okay.
Should we include event staff?
I don't know. I don't think we should.
Staff?
Well, if we include all of that, then it's like, what, 70?
Yeah,
so not much better.
Yeah.
Hey, but we still have some of the Michigan faithful here. 15 true fans.
About, what is it, 7 over there from Bowling Green.
Blomgren swings through the first pitch from Weidmeyer. Weidmeyer actually is the 8th pitcher in this game for Bowling Green, and I only have 7 slots for pitchers on my scorecard, so that should give you an idea of how crazy today has been.
Yeah, I wrote out at 5. So.
12 runs, 21 hits, 8 different pitchers for Bowling Green, 4 different pitchers for Michigan. No errors, which is a good thing.
No physical errors.
Yeah, we're working now on, we're in the middle of hour 5 at the stadium as Blomgren takes high for ball 1. This has been quite the evening.
It's been certainly eventful. One of the more bizarre evenings I've had here. Probably second only to when earlier in the season we had that the scare with the potential balloon and shooting situations. That was a little bit of a bizarre day, but I don't think this is too far behind that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember there was a game earlier in the season where we had to suspend play because of a tornado watch.
That was true. I wasn't around for that.
That was certainly an interesting one. Ball taken high by Blomgren. Count moves to 2-1. And for those of you just joining us, I'm Max Brill, joined by Austin Falco. This is Michigan baseball on WCBN FM Ann Arbor. Michigan leads at 7-5 here in the bottom of the 7th.
And Weidmeyer right now doesn't have control of that breaking ball. It looks like he just keeps trying to throw it and can't get the snap on it that he needs to get it down.
Weidmeyer sets and picks to first. Nelson came down the line a little bit there at third. Looked like he thought about breaking to the plate, but in a 2-run game, there's nothing that you need to do to force the issue right now. Nobody out in the inning.
And honestly, that making a 2-run game in the top of the 7th probably huge for Bowling Green in terms of making this game continue. If it was a 4-run game, we might not be calling the end of this game right now.
Looked like a breaker there. Missed high to Blomgren, so the count 3-1 again. The second consecutive 3-1 count that Weidmeyer has dealt with in the resuming of this game. Weidmeyer looking in, getting his sign. Blomgren adjusts his helmet and comes set. Now Weidmeyer steps back off and back on. Michigan dugout still making some noise. Weidmeyer peeks over to first and comes set. The 3-1. Runner from first, and a foul ball by Blomgren. The count runs full.
Yeah, Kerr going with the pitch, little hit and run action there on for Eric Bakich, and Blomgren trying to guide that ball through the right side, just got off the end of the bat and over near the Bowling Green dugout.
So it'll be a full count on Blomgren. Weidmeyer looking in, getting his sign. Blomgren once again adjusting his helmet. Ready for the 3-2 pitch. Nobody out, runners on the corners. Michigan leads it by 2 here in the bottom of the 7th. The 3-2. Taken high for ball 4, and that's the second consecutive walk Weidmeyer's issued here since the resuming of this game.
It feels weird to say, but it might be time to go to the bullpen already here. Weidmeyer just doesn't have the control coming out of the break right now.
Yeah, they have someone up in the bullpen right now. It's a right-hander.
Looks like softer warm-ups right now, not full-fledged throwing pitches at the moment, so maybe not quite time to go to the bullpen.
Yeah, there's a handful of guys that it could be. They have a lot of pitchers on this roster, and frankly, they're 300 feet away. I'm not even going to take a guess, but a righty is up.
Righty up in both bullpens, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like for Michigan, I'm assuming it'll be Willie Weiss if anybody's going to come in relief. But they very well could just throw Kaiser out there once again. For now, though, Matthew Schmidt steps into the box. He's 0 for 1 today with a hit by pitch and a sac fly. He's got an RBI.
Eventful day for an 0 for 1 day.
Yeah, he also has a stolen base, his first of the season. Schmidt skies the first pitch into left center. Nelson will tag at third base. And they can't make the catch, so the runners will try to move up here. Throw comes into second. And out at second base is Jack Blomgren. He overslid the bag, but the ball beat him there anyway. So I don't know if that was the wind or if it was just Jeff Scott, the left fielder, playing way back in left field. But the ball dropped momentarily. It's going to go as a fielder's choice.
Yeah, that's one
What's
of
a
the
7-4 putout?
That sounds about right. This game hasn't been weird enough. Let's get a 7-4 put out in there. Yeah, technically a fielder's choice. Still an RBI, though, for Schmidt.
Yeah, so
although unfortunately doesn't get credit for the hit, even though the ball hit the ground.
Yeah, for those of you keeping score at home, that's a 7-4 putout.
Just some of these like random putouts and double plays we've had today. We got 7-4. I mean, just looking at the double plays that we've had in this ball, I'm going to go back and find them all in a second here. But there's the pop out 3-2. We had a line drive, 3 unassisted double play.
And there was the 8-5-4.
There's the 8-5-4 double play on the other side. A
Bunt
straight up
here.
4-3 double play.
So Harrison Salter at the dish faked the bunt. He actually offered at it, so it'll be a strike on Salter on the high pitch. Allowed Schmidt to go and grab his second base of the game, his second steal of the day. And, you know, if you had told me at the beginning of this game, Matthew Schmidt's going to lead the team in steals today, I would have said, you are out of your mind.
I mean, he's tied right now. Wogu did swipe a couple early on.
That is true.
But still, he's still leading. Still counts.
Tied for the either way. If you had said he's going to get more than 0, I would have said you're wrong.
You did call him out earlier.
He made me look like a fool, which is not always a bad thing. But the 0-1 now to Salter. Swung on and missed. Strike 2. Just swung right through that fastball.
Yeah, exactly. You hit it right on the head there. Fastball just straight through it. Wasn't late. Wasn't early or anything. Just came up empty. Happens sometimes.
The infield is in now for Bowling Green. They trail at 8-5. Danny Weidmeyer looking in, taking his time. Comes set at the belt. The pitch. Sky down the right field line. That's going to get out of play. And I would say look out if you have your car in the parking lot, but just about everybody has left. So
yeah, that entire first row. There's 2 cars left over there.
So Weidmeyer, 3 batters faced so far. Reaching base, or 4 batters faced now because Nelson doubled. So a double from Nelson, 2 walks, and then a fielder's choice. And swung on and missed by Salter. That's going to be strike 3.
Good strikeout there for Wiedemeyer. Get a couple outs before having to face the top of the Wolverine lineup with a couple runners in scoring position. I mean, at this point, if you're Bowling Green, you're playing the end of this game. Keep it as close as you can, and then go out there on offense and try to get the job done.
So Jordan Wogu coming up to the plate. Wogu today is 1 for 2 with 2 walks. He has 2 steals as well. Lone hit coming in the first inning, a single to lead it off, a flare down the first base line. And he takes the first pitch in the dirt, but a nice block by McGinnis to keep the runners at second and third.
If it wasn't a runner on third there, you'd probably see runners advance, but not testing it that close to home plate.
Yeah, especially with an 8-5 lead. If you can get that 4th run in, that would be a huge run.
Feels absolutely huge, as you said.
Well, a 4-run lead means they can't take the lead with just one swing of the bat, which is key at this point.
Exactly.
The 1-0 to Wogu is taken high and away for a ball, so 2-0 to Wogu. And we kind of had been touching on this earlier in the broadcast, but these midweek games, especially after a rain delay like that, Bowling Green's already used. They're on their 8th pitcher right now. Michigan is on their 4th pitcher. We'll see if Kaiser comes back out.
I highly doubt it.
Yeah, but you're getting to the area of the bullpen where things start to get a little bit shaky.
Right.
Wogu flies one out to right field, ranging over is Malowitz, and he drops it, but it's a foul ball. So I don't know if they're going to assess an error there, but it was definitely a catchable ball.
I'd imagine that's an error. The first one of the day officially. Won't end up mattering if Wogu doesn't reach base, but
no word yet from the official scorer.
looks like we might not get anything on that one. Might just let it go. It was a long run out there for Sunkin now playing right field. Some defensive changes around. I believe that happened at the start of this 7th inning that felt like 2 hours ago.
Wogu grounds one down to third. Foul. The count moves to 2-2 with 2 outs.
42 at the plate. Two runners on. Try to find as many twos as we can find.
So the official scoring on that is that there's no error because Sunkin had to go a really long way to catch that ball. I mean, he was barely had any room in foul territory.
He was sliding over there near that wall.
So no error for Sunkin. Still a clean game on both sides.
On paper.
On paper, indeed. The 2-2 to Wogu.
Oh.
Driven to deep left center field. That's going to be extra bases, and it'll score 2. Wogu with a bat flip. Rounds first base. Rounds second. And stops there. Pulls in with a stand-up double and 2 RBIs.
Kind of surprised he didn't try for third, given how he was booking it around first and coming into second there.
Yeah, that's also something you see from Wogu a lot. He's extremely aggressive on the base paths. So, pulls up at second, though, and extends Michigan's lead to 10-5. Kerr came around to score on that one, as did Matthew Schmidt. Now Jesse Franklin will try to keep the line moving here at the bottom of the 7th inning.
You love to see this if you're Michigan. We touched at the very beginning of the broadcast all the way back at now going on 4 hours and almost 45 minutes ago that Michigan had a tendency in these midweek games to kind of sputter on offense near the end of the game, but you love to see 5 runs in the 6th, 3 more here on the 7th, especially after giving up a couple in the top of the 7th. And just keeping the pressure on if you want to win ball games.
First pitch to Franklin is grounded to shortstop. Lambert picks it up, but Franklin beats it out, and Wogu thought about breaking from third, but a nice stop there by Brad Croy on the errant throw to keep Wogu on third base.
That'll be an infield hit for Franklin, too, there. Errant throw, but not errant enough where it was the cause for Jesse Franklin beating it out.
So Dominic Clemente now comes up to the plate. He's 1 for 3 with a walk and a double. Looking to drive home his first run of the day and get in on the RBI action.
He was the one that was robbed in center field by Jake Wilson on that long, sliding, diving run in left center. That would have been a 2-run double.
Yeah, that was a huge, huge play by Wilson. Clemente swings through the first offering from Wiedemeyer for a strike.
Oh, this inning making it seem like not as big of a play. Seems like we're just prolonging the inevitable at this point.
5 different Wolverines have picked up RBIs today. Clemente looking to become the 6th. Weidmeyer comes set. The 0-1. Driven foul down the left field line. That'll get out of play quickly.
And Clemente looking good, kind of settling in here as he's been starting the last couple of games. As you mentioned, hurt earlier on in the season. Had to come back. His average wasn't where it was or anywhere near what it was last season. But still looks fairly composed at the plate. Putting good swings on balls, hitting the balls hard. That's really all you can ask for, and then hope it finds a hole.
I mean, Clemente's been really solid, and he drives this one to deep right field. Giving chase is Jake Wilson. Back at the track, and it's out of here. Dominic Clemente, a 3-run home run. And it looks like...
No,
it was caught.
It. Wow. It
This
looked
guy,
like it went over the wall over here. I thought it was gone.
I thought it was gone, but Jake Wilson, I mean, he's been something else in center field today.
He made that look easy. He made it look like he gave up on the ball. He was there so early. That's a long way to go to get there and make a catch comfortably at the wall like Jake Wilson did. Really showing his range out there.
Yeah, so not necessarily taking a home run away from Clemente. I guess he never had it. I kind of just gave it to him. But Clemente flies out to center field to end the inning. Michigan scores 3, though, on 3 hits. No errors. Leave 2 on base. So at the end of 7, it's the Michigan Wolverines 10 and Bowling Green 5. You're listening to Michigan Baseball on WCBN FM Ann Arbor.
And for Michigan, it looks like they are turning back to the bullpen yet again. It'll be Jack Weisenberger coming into the game here for the 8th inning. Not Willie Weiss, as we suspected it might be.
So Jack Weisenberger this season has pitched okay. He's got a 4 ERA in 9 innings, 7 strikeouts, 6 walks, and I think... You know, basically you just have to come in at this point. You're up 5. It's 9:45. Just get some outs.
That's the end goal here. That's the end game, if you might.
So, yeah, the book now closed, though, on Ben Kaiser, who came in through 2/3 of an inning and got 2 strikeouts. Solid work from him today. He did throw a wild pitch that allowed the 1 run to score, but overall, if a guy comes in 2/3 of an inning, 2 strikeouts, cannot complain about that.
Yeah, not too shabby at all. Like I said, able to get out of the inning, albeit with a couple runs and a wild pitch that allowed a run to score on the strikeout. Not bad at all. Up to Weisenberger now, just to kind of keep things at bay. It's almost the same story as it was in the 7th there, and that's just kind of keep Bowling Green, get out of the inning, keep them down, get out of the inning as quick as you can. Don't give them any sense of life here in the late innings. Kind of put that foot down and finish it off.
So Jack Weisenberger in for the Wolverines. Coming to bat here for Bowling Green. Looks like it'll be a pinch hitter. Gamma Martinez swings through the first pitch for a strike. So Martinez replacing Ryan Johnston. We saw a lot of Martinez last year when Bowling Green came and played in Ann Arbor for a weekend.
And actually the 3rd person in this slot in the batting order. Previously in that spot was Cam Daughtry, who played the field before getting replaced. A lot of switches out there for Bowling Green.
So the count now to Martinez, 1-1. The pitch from Weisenberger swung on and foul tipped right into the glove of Harrison Salter. Count 1-2.
And good for Weisenberg. You want to get out ahead. That first batter of the inning and getting ahead to that first batter is so huge, especially coming out of the pen and trying to set the tone. Every outing you have as a reliever.
4th pitch of the at-bat taken for a ball by Martinez. Count now 2-2. Martinez this season hasn't seen a whole lot of action. He's started 12 games and has just 40 at-bats on the year and 4 hits. So, I mean, we can see why he's lost a little bit of playing time this year.
That makes sense.
Weisenberger's 2-2 is taken high for ball 3, and the count runs full on Martinez. Martinez this season, 4 walks, 11 strikeouts. On-base percentage, 178. That's just not great, Austin.
That's less than ideal, we'll say.
He fouls a 3-2 pitch off down the third baseline, and we'll do it again.
Didn't even realize we had a double switch in there in the field last inning. McGinnis, the catcher, came in for Malowitz, the right fielder, in that first slot. He's on deck right now.
And a called ball. That was definitely a close pitch. Weisenberger looking for the strike there, but Martinez reaching base via the walk.
Certainly would have been a strike earlier on when that strike zone, the outside corner specifically, was a little bit wider.
So Joe McGinnis coming up to the dish for Bowling Green. His first plate appearance of the day. First pitch taken for a called strike. McGinnis actually the third catcher of the day here for Bowling Green. Tyler Haas got the start for them, and then Nick Neibauer came in. And now they're going with McGinnis behind the dish.
And Neibauer didn't last very long either. I believe it was just an inning of work, really.
Count now 0-1 to McGinnis. Bredeson's offering, swung on and missed, outside corner for strike 2.
Yeah, Weisberger got out ahead 1-2 on Martinez there. Ended up surrendering the walk, albeit on a close pitch. You don't want to give in here, especially up 5 runs.
So the 0-2 to McGinnis. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Joe McGinnis, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Sends him back to the dugout for the first out of the 8th inning.
Yeah, Weisenberger making quick work there of McGinnis. It's a good little combo there, the Burger and the Guinness.
Yeah. Hey, can't complain.
Hey.
I mean, I'm not 21, so I wouldn't know, but you can't complain.
Obviously, yeah.
So Jeff Scott now coming up to the plate. Scott, the left fielder today. He's 2 for 3 with 2 doubles and a hit by pitch. He's scored all 3 times he's reached base. First pitch from Weisenberger taken outside, a fastball.
We'll see if the weather delay slowed down Jeff Scott at all, because he was locked in at the plate. In addition to those couple doubles and the hit by pitch, he flew out to deep center field.
Weisenberger comes set, the 1-0. Swung on and missed. Weisenberger doing a good job here as the count moves 1-1. He's doing a really good job of getting swings and misses.
Really good job getting swings and misses. That's a lot. He's using everything in his repertoire. He's not just going up there throwing a couple of fastballs to start off the at-bat and then relying on a breaking ball. He's mixing it in well throughout the at-bats. Hitters are off balance, don't really know what's coming at any given time. That's how you generate a ton of swings and misses like he's doing right now.
The 1-1 pitch is taken high and away. Jeff Scott this season average now all the way up to 161. I mean, you can clearly see that there's a reason he's in the 2-hole despite hitting 161. And keep in mind that he's only played in 15 games this season. This is his 16th game, so clearly dealt with an injury of some sort prior to the season, or in the middle of the season perhaps, as he takes outside to bring the count to 3-1.
Yeah, he most definitely looks the part at the very least. Standing up there in that right-handed batter's box, powerful stance, violent swing.
The 3-1 pitch is taken for a called strike. So now a full count to Jeff Scott.
And speaking of violent, that fastball from Weisenberger really popping the mitt here.
Yeah, Weisenberger could end the inning by getting a ground ball here, but I'm sure he'd take a strikeout too.
Looks better for the numbers when you get a strikeout, I think.
So Scott set up in the right-handed batter's box. Weisenberger comes set at the belt. The 3-2. Swung on and missed, strike 3. So there it is, Austin. That's the strikeout you were looking for.
There you go. It looks better. You get 2 outs, 2 strikeouts. Just ignore the walk that came beforehand. I mean, he was ahead of the runner, or ahead of the batter too, and Martinez, who worked the walk. So hard to say he's not really dominating at bats right now.
So Jake Wilson now coming up to the plate for Bowling Green. He's 3 for 4 today with 3 singles and 2 runs. He also seems to cover the entire outfield out there in center field.
I'm pretty sure he literally could play the entire outfield given what he's been doing today.
Just by himself. Yeah, you don't even need anyone else.
The speed, the range, everything.
So he takes outside for ball 1.
We've got a bat sighting flying across the field right now.
I mean, that just gives you an idea of how deserted it is here at Ray Fisher Stadium right now. The 1-0 from Weisenberger, fouled right back towards us, but blocked by the screen. Austin's been waiting to get a foul ball this entire game, and I'll tell you, we had one come about 5 feet from us to our left, right in the box, and Austin told me during the rain delay that if we weren't on the radio, he would have dove for it.
Would have been straight through the window. Wouldn't have cared.
So Miles Lewis out in right field doing some jumping jacks trying to stay warm. Weisenberger delivers the 1-1 and a called strike on the outside corner. So Weisenberger 1 strike away from striking out the side here.
He's been throwing a lot of hard stuff, fastball, mixing in, looks to be like a little bit of a slider. Went a little bit softer with that one, backdoor with the breaking ball on the outside corner to get ahead of Jake Wilson.
Weisenberger sets the 1-2. Taken inside for ball 2. And Weisenberger's brought something so far that Michigan pitching hasn't seen a whole lot of today. Their first 3 pitchers combined for 5 strikeouts, and then Kaiser got 2 outs, 2 strikeouts. Weisenberger so far 2 outs, both have been strikeouts.
Yeah, as we get into the bullpen, that's what you like to see out of your bullpen ideally. I know it's very much a major league model, but in college also, you want your bullpen to come in and shut things down, not allow runners on base, get out of jams.
2-2 swung on and missed, strike 3, so Weisenberger does it. He strikes out the side, all swinging strikeouts for him. So no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 man left on. And through 7.5 here at Ray Fisher Stadium, it's the Michigan Wolverines 10 and the Bowling Green State Falcons 5. You're listening to Michigan Baseball on WCBN FM Ann Arbor.
That's a pretty quality inning there for Weisberg. I mean, you don't like the walk to lead it off, but you know you're just picking at straws when he then goes and strikes out the next 3 all swinging and makes it look easy. I mean, I think there was a single, maybe 2 foul balls that entire inning. Just
I mean,
untouchable.
He got a lot of swings and misses, and it's always a good sign when your pitchers are getting swings and misses. Called strikes are good. Foul balls are good. Swinging strikes are the best kind of strike.
Of course. Shows that your stuff is really fooling hitters.
So we'll have, assuming there are no pinch hitters, Miles Lewis, Blake Nelson, Jimmy Kerr for the offense in the 8th inning. And it looks like we might have a new hurler as well.
It is the closer for Bowling Green.
It's going to be Jeremy Spezia. I'm literally out of space on my scorecard, so I don't know what I'm going to do right now.
Make room, I think. I've gone into the catcher's tab that's over here.
So when all said and done for Weidmeyer, he gives up 2 earned in 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 walks, 1 strikeout.
Again, for Bowling Green, just kind of getting down to this point in the ball game and in the bullpen where you can't really afford to switch out pitchers at any sign of danger now. And you have to believe here for Spezia, it's his game from here on out, at least to get through this inning. And if Bowling Green were to come back in the 9th, probably gets the bottom of the 9th as well.
Yeah, so Spezia coming in. He's got 4 saves for Bowling Green this season, a 2.92 ERA in 24 2/3 innings. 16 strikeouts, 8 walks. He's been their shutdown guy this season, so I find it pretty hard to imagine that he would have too hard of a time getting through this lineup, given that he's probably, in terms of results this season, the most successful pitcher we've seen so far for Bowling Green today.
Yeah, most definitely. If you have to really see the stuff up close, we will in just a second here. Miles Lewis will lead things off.
First pitch way outside to Lewis. Ball 1.
Lewis struggling a little bit today. One of a few hitters in the Wolverine lineup that doesn't have the stellar numbers.
Way outside again, 2-0, and Spezia is struggling with location here early.
Better jinx Spezia there, talking about how he was the shutdown guy, comes in, fires a couple wild pitches to start off.
Well, he does have 8 walks in 24 2/3 innings, which is not a bad mark, but you know it's not like he's perfect. He gets a foul ball there from Lewis.
There you go, right back on track.
But 16 strikeouts in 24 2/3, not the typical numbers you're used to seeing from a guy who's your, best quote-unquote relief pitcher if he's the one racking up the saves. The 2-1 to Lewis is swung on and missed. Moved the count to 2-2 with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th.
I believe that puts us on hat trick watch here for Miles Lewis now. A couple of strikeouts in the game already. Now 2 strikes on him here.
Working from the windup here is Spezia. Lewis takes outside for ball 3, and the count runs full.
Obviously, it's the bad kind of hat trick, unlike what you'd see off over to our left here in Yosai Arena.
Lewis 2 strikeouts today. And he gets called out on strike, so that's his 3rd strikeout of the day. Not a great day for Lewis, although he did have a single and a run. But, 1 for 5 with a run, definitely a positive contribution to the team overall. And everybody has those days. If everybody could come out and go for 4 for 4, it wouldn't be fun to watch.
It would be a bloodbath, which we've seen from this Michigan team at points this season. And by the end of it, it can, exactly, get a little exhausting.
Blake Nelson now at the dish, takes high for ball 1, and Austin, I just want to fill you in on this. I just got a text from my father, and he said, regardless of the radio, you have to lay out for the foul balls.
It's not so much the radio; it's the $1,000 laptop in front of me.
Okay, understood.
That really
and that's important.
Getting
and
over
the
there,
station equipment too. It's like
exactly the station equipment much more than $1,000.
Yeah, you want to be responsible here. So count 1-1 right now on Blake Nelson. Got the start at second base for the Wolverines today. Takes on the outside corner now for strike 2, and Spezia ahead of Nelson after running the count full to Miles Lewis.
You can be sure, though, if there's another one, I'm ready.
The 1-2 offering popped up on the infield. Riley Minorik ranging back gives way to Ty Sunken, who makes the catch out in short right center field. That's the second out of the inning, and it'll bring up Jimmy Kerr. Kerr today is 2 for 3, a walk, a run, a homer, a run when he homered, and then singled and scored. So every time he's been on base, he's scored today. He's also got 2 RBIs. And we talked about walk-up songs earlier. Jimmy Kerr walks up to Summer Love by Justin Timberlake.
That's an underrated one.
I may very well be the biggest Justin Timberlake fan in the world. So it's a treat to get to hear that song when he walks in. First pitch is taken on the outside corner to Kerr for strike 1.
There'd be a skunk rolling through here.
Yeah, no.
It might be his normal time to come through, and we're just not done yet.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a possibility. A ball outside to Kerr. Count even at 1-1.
It's no 5 for 5, 2 home run, 2 double day for Jimmy Kerr, but certainly a productive one at the plate, especially with that bomb back in the second.
Absolutely. The 1-1 pitch taken outside, a breaker. Count 2-1 now with 2 outs. Nobody on here in the bottom of the 8th.
When your only blemish is a 6-pitch strikeout, it's not a bad day at all.
Not at all. Kerr pops this one foul down the third baseline. Ranging over is Johnston, and he makes the catch. Oh, that's not Johnston. That's Gamma Martinez. He just came in on defense. But nonetheless, Spezia gets out of it 1-2-3. That's the first time today, or the second time today, rather, that the Wolverines have gone down in order. Let's revisit walk-up songs for a second. The Wolverines will take a 10-5 lead into the top of the 9th inning. But I don't know if you know this. Elvis Andrews, shortstop for the Texas Rangers, used Baby Shark as his walk-up song.
He did. Yes.
I can't even stand listening to that one time. I'd imagine that 4 times a game for the entire season, his teammates would just want to kill him.
I mean, yeah, the teammates might want to kill him, but at the same time, you can't really get on him too much because it's for his son. It's for his kid. You're not gonna go out there and really rag on him too hard.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. If it's for one game, I get it, and I don't know if he's still using it, but if he is, that needs to.
He was there in the first season this year, and I watched the Cubbies play down there in Arlington, Texas. Which, speaking of Arlington, Texas, they're getting that new ballpark recently, or next year, I believe it's set to be official.
Yeah, I think one of the interesting aspects of that is, if I'm not mistaken, they're going with AstroTurf.
It's open air except for there's a roof on it, I believe.
Okay.
That's how a retractable roof that can cover during hotter days, but I believe it's open air otherwise.
Okay.
So you can get a little of the breeze blowing through during the day, but it's really just a shade from the sun Because that ballpark is currently constructed. During those day games, that sun is beating down.
Yeah.
It is hot. I can tell from personal experience down there. It is the exact opposite of what we're seeing right now.
Yeah, so they're going with artificial grass on that stadium, and I don't know how that's going to work out with the heat in Texas. I know it gets really hot. And when you have these artificial playing surfaces, the heat just kind of radiates off of it. I don't know if artificial grass is different from like the AstroTurf they use at the Trop in St. Petersburg, but, you know.
Yeah, it's something worth looking into and being aware of at the very least.
So Weisenberger out for another inning of work. Brad Croy, who's 4 for 4 today, lines the first pitch on the ground to Nelson. First pitch, first out of the inning for Weisenberger as Croy is retired for the first time today.
And still a hard hit ball from Croy. He's locked in right now as well. A few hitters in this game, a couple from each side, just really locked in at the plate. That's why you have 15 runs on the board and 23 hits.
Yeah, Croy in particular, he's got a kind of unorthodox swing. He's got a really high leg kick, and then he just whips his body around. It's a full maximum effort swing, but it's working for him. I mean, 4 for 4 today, 3 singles, 3 RBIs.
His average up to 368 on the season.
And he pitches, too.
Exactly.
First pitch, strike to Neil Lambert, the shortstop. So far today, 1 for 2 with a walk, sac fly, RBI. Second pitch, taken inside corner for strike 2, and Weisenberger quickly ahead of Neil Lambert. 0-2.
Lambert not agreeing with that call, talking with Stuart Hall still, yet to step in the box for the 0-2, still having words with our home plate umpire.
Weisenberger's 0-2 on the way. Swung on and fouled right back towards us, right off the screen. So we'll do it again here.
Taunting me at this point. I think this is by far the most foul balls that have been ticketed this direction without getting up here. That one goal for this season.
So Weisenberger's 0-2 on the way. Chopped. Foul backwards. So doing a good job of staying alive is Neil Lambert despite being down 0-2 here with 1 out, no runners on in the 9th inning.
And we saw it can be tough to really gauge Weisenberg's stuff out there and make some contact, as evidenced by last inning where no one put the ball in play, a walk and 3 strikeouts. But Cray's first pitch swinging, found one he liked. Lambert staying alive here.
Lambert fouls another one off right towards the Michigan dugout foul.
Barehanded play on a hop by Eric Bakich.
I mean, that's a Division I coach right there. What do you expect? So Weisenberger comes set now at the chest. Lambert digs in. Weisenberger gets his sign. The 0-2. This one's rocketed foul down the third baseline. So Neil Lambert, despite being behind 0-2 here, has seen 5 pitches.
Yeah, really nice job. It'll be pitch number 7 in the at-bat, I believe, have my count correct.
So that would be 4 foul balls.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty good stuff from Lambert. Weisenberger still ahead here, 0-2. The pitch taken outside for ball 1 on the 7th pitch of the at-bat.
Not a bad idea from Weisenberger if you're getting Lambert swinging and fouling. You almost get him in swing mode, puts him in a little bit farther outside that he can't quite reach, see if he'll chase on that one. But Lambert very composed up there. Very patient here at the plate. 22 walks this season.
Weisenberger's 1-2 is taken high and outside for ball 2, and the count now even at 2-2. Lambert's done a really good job in this at-bat of working back, and Weisenberger on the opposite end has done a great job of throwing strikes.
Exactly. I mean, the last 2 pitches, one was a chase pitch. That one also a chase pitch, missing just off the corner, so it's not like he's all of a sudden losing the battle. Just not quite getting the swings.
Weisenberger's 2-2 is taken inside. Lambert has to do a little dance to get out of the way, and the count runs full.
And just as I say that, a pitch that Lambert really has no chance but to not swing at. Almost clipping him in the foot.
The Bowling Green dugout and their remaining 7 fans. Not that's not a slight in any way. Michigan's got like 8 fans. So punched out on strikes. Lambert takes one right down the middle and clearly does not agree with that call, having words with the home plate umpire Stuart Hall. But heads back to the dugout. I don't know. I mean, we don't have the best view from here. Obviously, the home plate umpire has a better view. The players probably have a better view, too, but that looked like a strike to me.
It looked like a strike from up here, too. Obviously, as you said, we're screened a little bit by the home plate umpire and the catcher here. But I don't think there's a whole lot to argue. Maybe just a little bit of frustration from Lambert about that entire at-bat. Took a called strike early he didn't like, and kept fouling pitches off, but couldn't get a good one to hit, and just kind of froze there on 3-2.
So the first pitch taken for a called strike by Dylan DeHanos, the pinch hitter. One more out to go here for Weisenberger. He comes set. The 0-1 swung on and fouled back, so the Bowling Green State Falcons down to their final strike here, 5 hours and 8 minutes after first pitch.
Is that it?
Yeah, that's how I feel too, Austin.
Let's play another one. Doubleheader today.
Doubleheader, yeah. I don't have anywhere to be. The 0-2 taken high for ball 1.
And DeHanos, one of the better hitters average-wise in this Bowling Green team. Not getting the start today, but pinch hitting here in the 9th as the last chance.
So Weisenberger comes set. The 1-2 foul towards the Michigan dugout, so we'll do it again. Bowling Green hitters staying pesky in this last inning.
Yeah, that pitch was almost the exact same pitch that Lambert watched for ball 1 of that at-bat, just off the corner. Difference is DeHanos swung at it and got the very end of the bat on it, fouling it over near the Michigan side. So he got the chase, did Weisenberger, just didn't get the miss.
The 1-2 taken high. Weisenberger doing a good job getting ahead of these hitters, but in both of the past 2 at-bats has at least evened up the count. Obviously, to Lambert, it was 3-2. And if this game ends up continuing, Bowling Green State has a pinch hitter on deck. Weisenberger's 2-2 is taken inside for ball 3, so the count runs full. 3-2, 2 outs, nobody on here. Michigan leads at 10-5 in the top of the 9th.
Weisenberger thought he had that one. Turning and jumping around on the mound just for a split second over there. Have to recover and try to finish off this at-bat.
The payoff pitch to DeHanos. Taken high for ball 4, and Bowling Green State has a runner on here in the top of the 9th. So we're going to get a pinch hitter here for Bowling Green State. Looks like it'll be Jack Connolly, who's got a 1,000 batting average so far this season. He's 2 for 2.
The 4th guy in that spot in the lineup.
Yeah, I don't have any space on my lineup card for this either. I'll try to figure it out, but Jack Connolly, his 5th appearance of the season. So the Falcons looking to chip into this Michigan lead. Connolly takes outside on the outside corner for strike 1.
Outside corner's been generous today.
Right now on first base is Dylan DeHanos, pinch hitter. DeHanos this season is 5 for 5 on stolen base attempts. We'll see if he goes here. I can't imagine Michigan would throw down up by 5. Weisenberger's 0-1 is taken at the letters, but a little high for ball 1. It's count now 1-1, 2 outs, runner on first here for the Falcons in the top of the 9th. They trail by 5.
Salter held it there for that extra beat, but couldn't quite get the call. So the plates, the strike zone's been wide, inside and outside, but not so much high and low.
That one misses low and away for Weisenberger, so the count now 2-1. I think this is the first hitter he's been behind on since he's entered the game.
Yeah, really jumping out ahead of everybody back in the 8th and the 9th.
Aside from the walk.
First pitch ground out. Well, even the walk, it was
he was ahead. Yeah, he was ahead.
It was an 0-2 count.
The 2-1 pitch taken on the outside corner again for Weisenberger. He's been working that outside corner to perfection so far. And once again, the Falcons down to their final strike.
If you're Weisenberger here, you've got 2 pitches to try to finish this thing off. You kind of let it get away from you back last batter. You should make one really good pitch. You saw him make a few already today.
Weisenberger comes set, the 2-2. Grounded down to third base. That's Kerr. Comes up with it, fires over to Schmidt, and that's the ball game. So it only took us 5 hours and 12 minutes, but Michigan comes up with the 10-5 win over Bowling Green State. They score 10 runs on 12 hits, no errors, 8 men left on base for them. Bowling Green State, 5 runs on 11 hits, no errors, and 10 left on base for the Falcons. Michigan improves to 25-11 with the win, including 13-2 at home. Bowling Green State falls to 12-20 and now 5-16 on the road. The winning pitcher for the Wolverines, Walker Cleveland, who improves his record to 3-1. And for Bowling Green State, it's Damon Egnor. His record falls to 0-3. And Austin, I mean, a pretty solid all-around effort from Michigan here. They fell behind early, but able to put up a 5 spot in the 6th, a 3 spot in the 7th, and a nice midweek win for them here.
Yeah, really what it came down to was struggling a little bit early, giving up some hits early on. On the flip side, not being able to drive runners in early on, but everything somewhat changed there. Right about in the 5th inning, actually. Michigan stranded a couple of runners that inning, but it almost felt like things were shifting back in favor of the Wolverines. And sure enough, they scored 8 over the next couple frames, only allowed a couple for Bowling Green from there on out, and came away with it. What ended up being a comfortable win, and you love to see that in a midweek game, just take care of business.
So once again, Michigan wins it by a score of 10-5, a 5-hour and 12-minute game, obviously rain assisted.
Officially 3:30 for
so,
game time.
Well, 3:30 is
a long game.
But with the rain delay, a little extra. But Austin, it was a pleasure being back on the broadcast. Thanks so much for having me today.
Of course, thanks for coming on. Always great to have you back here with WCBN. Remember us little guys when you make it big in the Michigan Athletic Department.
So yeah, it's Michigan with a 10-5 win today on Wednesday, April 17th. Be sure to tune in this weekend for some Michigan baseball against Northwestern. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Nick Hornberg has a game on Saturday that he will be calling, a volleyball game, running solo for that.
We have one in Grand Rapids, Michigan volleyball playing the Grand Rapids Invitational at Aquinas College. A few games there that he'll be on site to call.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of action coming up. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at WCBN Sports. And if you want to throw us a follow too, that'd be cool. I'm at MetsFanMax, at Austin Falco right next to me. And with that, I'll leave you with the Michigan 10-5 win. And as always, a good night and go blue.